Good morning, YouTube. It's 10 a.m. in the morning, 1/28, 2020. I'm Flyover State, West Virginia from Robert Firestone. A few things I get on here and point out. Some of this is, I guess, well, all of it's relevant, but we also got to look at the fear factor. Well, maybe the fear factory, known as the system, the globalist system. All right. To this, a lot of people, especially like me, and the shape that I'm in, and the financial shape that I'm in, I can't buy gold at the price that it's at now. I get lucky to get me some silver sooner or later, hopefully, and hopefully it rises enough to make a good profit off of. This thing that my old lady brought back to me from Christmas, I'm finally getting close to getting over it. I haven't hacked so much junk out of my chest and my sinuses, I think, in my entire whole 50 some years I've been on this earth that I could ever remember. But anyway, watched The Economist on Greg Hunter this morning, and he's from over there, I think, in the EU, and their markets are falling over a cliff. Okay. And that'll get turned around when the Brexit goes through. It'll be there'll be some hard times, of course. There's going to be hard times for all of us. It ain't even showed up yet. We can see it sneaking up on us now, but we will go through some hard times. But anyway, his projected gold price was the gold to go to $60,000 per troy ounce. If something like that would to happen, and the rest of the markets fly all to hell, there would only be, again, 1% of the population that could afford to buy at such high prices. And they would see no growth in buying it either, because who in the hell wants to pay $60,000 a troy ounce for gold? The growth market of it would just blow all to pieces. There wouldn't be nobody buying it because nobody could afford it. But there would be a few hoarding it. Okay, they see it going in this direction. That's what they would do anyway, way before it hit that $60,000. Then, if they inflated it by that much, and these people that did buy into it, just imagine how much money would have to be paid out if they decided to sell for profit after it got up to $60,000. There would be nobody around being able to pay these people off because there would be so much money occurred of making profit from something like that. It's like $1,400 to $1,500 an ounce, and they're talking $60,000 an ounce. Look at the margin there. That could be that we're talking billions and trillions of dollars. Okay, that would have to be paid out to individuals if they decided they wanted to sell. Uh, and if they didn't sell and the market flattened back out and went back to a normal, say $5,000 a troy ounce, look how much money they lost in the process of trying to gain. That ain't making a whole lot of sense to me. I'm not no economist. I'm not no financial guru. But if there's a supply and demand, it's got to stay pretty straight with each other. If not, if the demand gets to the point where the supply's got to rise beyond the demand for it, it don't work. I'm just using common sense here. And some of the stuff that I've heard out of some of these people, I wonder if they do have any kind of common sense when it comes to thinking about long term versus short term when it also comes to just everyday things and money. It amazes me. Okay. On to the virus. I don't know what they're naming it now. Wu-Wei, where I guess that's where it originated at, and it's where it's at. Corona, some other type of virus that was mixed with Corona. Um, the ins and outs. Um, Canadian doctor or lab person and a woman, they get busted in Canada. Supposedly, this virus gets shipped to uh, this place in China. Uh, I heard a brief segment on this area of China. Nobody really knew about, um, and its people. And they said I'd heard that these people really didn't even exist. Okay, now you got a whole town and group of people that don't exist. I heard that. I've heard that astronomically this virus is spreading through that town. Okay, one day. The days leading up to that, it was just a little over 5,000. Then it went to 20,000. Now it's 40,000, 60, 70, 80,000. Now they're saying 300,000. How many fucking people live there? Okay. Another quick way to gauge this to find out if it's a false flag or not. Okay. I'm not saying that it's not happening, but these astronomical numbers that they keep pumping at us with the fear tied to its ass. Okay. Uh, Not making a whole lot of sense. Another thing is, um, there was more than 50,000 kids in Iraq killed. Okay, or no, excuse me, 500,000. They're saying it's going to make a bump in a speed bump in our economy because these people died. Okay, there was 500,000 kids died in Iraq. Okay, never made a difference anywhere in the world other than Iraq. 300 and some thousand people in Huawei or whatever the hell this damn place is called, the imaginary city. I'm thinking, how is that going to make a big difference on anybody in this world? It's not. It sounds mean and angry, but it's not. One way to be born, and I've said it before. Thousands of ways to die. Okay, you look at the lies that's coming out all over the place about everything, especially with this virus. Half of this I don't even believe because for me, logically, it don't make no sense. Okay, there's going to be 300 some thousand people die with this virus. Okay, the body is still infectious, whether they want to say it or not. If it pisses, it shits, or it slobbers or bleeds, it's infectious. So, are they going to bury all these people over there, or are they going to have mass burnings? Okay, to get rid of the virus. Okay, if you go look at the money that was being, you could find it on the market. If you go look at the money being spent in and around that area before the the fear system got geared up and started throwing astronomical numbers at us, and take the market then before and take the market now after. See if the money decreased in spending. If it did, there might be a chance that there might be something going on over there more so than what they're trying to claim. But if the market stayed about the same and there was an increase, money, a dead man or a dead woman walking is not going to be running around spending money, right? Um, this Bolton book, that's a joke. This was another stone in the path of Trump and this impeachment bullshit. Okay. Also, X22 pointed it out, and I ain't seen nobody else say anything about it yet. But Ken Starr told him, I think it was yesterday, that what's going on here is a tribunal. And if these people are not smart enough to understand what he just told them, This proves the point again that we're more stupid than they are because we actually bought into their bullshit. Okay. I know it's easy to do when they're standing in the limelight on the 6 o'clock news every night, puffing out their chest and giving us these great big giant words that we don't have an understanding of what they're supposed to be, and we're stupid. According to Adam Schiff, we shouldn't even have the ability to even vote a president in. Well, hey, Mr. Schiff, we understand that that's what's been going on probably for the last 60 years any fucking way. It's time to change y'all's playbook. Um, Schiff's a meth head. And the only reason I know that is by experience. Okay, I've seen that same look on people in and around me when I was doing that type of dope. Quit it, left it alone because it almost got me. When I felt it urge up on me and it made me angry because I wanted to get home real fast and smoke a bowl, I went home and dumped my last eighth into the toilet and threw my bowl away. Then sat there and gritted my teeth all day. But I couldn't allow that to overtake me. Cigarettes is bad enough. And plus, I'm a fat guy, I like to eat. If like I said, these people ain't smart enough to understand what Ken Starr just told them. Here pretty soon, this circus known as a courtroom for the impeachment is going to get flipped. And when these people finally figure out that they're the ones that's on trial, not Trump, because what I'm seeing and hearing and looking at this thing, that's exactly what's happening. So I don't know how much we're going to be able to see and hear when this breaks down. But man, I'd love to be a fly on the wall when the charges gets handed out to them right there at their table. Okay, and when they decide they're going to start raising hell and running their mouth and decide they're going to get up and leave the courtroom, all of a sudden the doors swing open and there's armed Marines standing there telling them, no, you're not going no fucking where. Man, you talking about a weird, wonderful day if that's how it goes down. But we live in a speculative world. They live in a world of bubble. Okay, so we can kind of speculate on what might go on, but we don't know for sure. But anyway, like I said, there's all kinds of crap going on. California lost $320 billion and can't account for it, and they're saying that's my understanding the way he read the article, that's their 1% loss that they're allowed to lose per year on their books. I'd like to have 5% of that loss, wouldn't y'all? A $320 billion, just 5% of their loss. These people's losing that kind of money, and then there's 800 million. I think it was 800 million in New York disappeared. I can't even think of the mayor's wife or some shit and her buddies. What these people's robbing us. These people's stealing from us. These people's taking foods out of everybody's mouths, even down to the children, dogs and cats. We have a total corrupt society. I don't know if there's ever going to be a normal way of life again after all of this. A lot of people seems to hope so, and a lot of people seems to think it might. That'd be wonderful. If we have our market flipped, we have a parallel financial system being built right now by Trump and the Patriots. And for the people that don't understand what that means is The central banks and the feds do not have control of what Trump is out here doing and making deals with the Brexit, China, Japan, Mexico, Canada. They're not going to have any kind of control whatsoever over that money. Okay, he gets that money up parallel to what's running it now. He could put the United States back into that parallel system, and the Fed's bye bye. Central banks are bye bye. But the problem of it is, we got all these crooks that's still involved. And for the ones that's figuring it out, and I also heard that this parallel system is getting money somehow or another funneled in it and out of it. Okay, right now, it's just not saying who these people that's doing it. So, is it the right people or the wrong people? Speculation again. But peace to all y'all. It's 10:16. That ain't too bad. 16 minutes. 10:17 now. AM 128 2020. Peace to all y'all. It have a mind for your own. Have a thought for yourself today. At anything that's getting thrown at you. And like I said, me and this so-called virus, there was a lot of things that was being thrown at me, and I'm like, my mind was finally clicking, and I'd have to start asking questions. I'm like, none of this is making no sense, and it was timing with the Bolton book and the virus, because I believe what's going to be taking place here, not but in the near future, these people was going to be handed charges there in that courtroom and throughout the Democratic Party and throughout the United States. And these 140 some thousand sealed indictments is going to start flying open. And they ain't going to like what's coming. Peace to all y'all.